Hi. I just want to give you a little background about myself. I am the third oldest of six girls raised by a single mother living in poverty. I was the first in my family to graduate from college, the first of my siblings to graduate from high school. I have a master's degree from Western Michigan University. I'm a parent of two beautiful children, and I am blind. Even though I graduated at the top of my class with a master's degree, I was out of work actively looking for employment for 3 years post-graduation before I was offered my first part-time job in the field of social work. My question to you is, what is your plan for inclusion for persons with disabilities in the workforce?
Well, Leatrice, first of all, I couldn't be prouder of you and everything that you've accomplished.
Well, thank you, sir.
You're welcome, and I know your mom must be really proud of you.
My mom is, yes.
And all your siblings and your children. It is absolutely true that folks with disabilities have a higher unemployment rate, and we've got to break down more barriers for them so that they can use all the skills and talents that they've got, that somebody like you has, and not have assumptions about what you can and cannot do, preventing you from contributing to your society and supporting your family. The good news is that more and more employers are becoming aware of this. First of all, the federal government, we have really made a big push with all of our agencies to say, what more can we do to actively recruit and employ persons with disabilities? And we have just some tremendous folks in the federal workforce who are doing top of the line work every single day, and we've been steadily able to increase the numbers of persons with disabilities who are employed. But what I'm also doing is working with employers. For example, today I met with groups of employers who had pledged to do more to hire the long-term unemployed, folks who have typically been unemployed for more than 6 months and 18 months, 24 months. Oftentimes they have trouble getting through the door because the fact that they haven't been employed for a long time means they get screened out and they don't get called back as often. Right. But one of the employers who was there mentioned the enormous work that he's doing actively recruiting persons with disabilities. And he's got a distribution center as part of this larger corporation where up to 50% of his employees have some sort of disability. And what he said in this meeting is that this distribution center is actually 20% more efficient than any of the other distribution centers that they have, which just goes to show that if you give people a chance, they'll perform. And the key for us is to make sure that we're getting every single employer out there to, in their hiring practices, in their interviewing practices, in their recruiting practices, that they are being real intentional about what can we do to reach out to more people with disabilities. Obviously, if somebody is flat out discriminated against, they can bring suit. But if you're out of work, it's hard for you to prove that you've been discriminated against, hiring lawyers, all that stuff. It's not going to help you right away. Instead, what we want to do is to convince companies that this is good for their business. It's the smart thing to do. And a lot more businesses are starting to realize that.